you feel that nobody believes in you. You feel like nobody believes in your goals, you know, and what you aspire to be and what you want to achieve. You feel that nobody believes in you. Well, in today's video, what I'm going to be talking about is how to keep working when nobody believes in you. And let me explain. I know you're looking at this, you're a smaller YouTuber, right? I think you should take my opinion more than, you know, a big YouTuber or anything like that. This more than just content. It's for anybody. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's still small and still going for what they want to achieve. You know, and I've been doing this for about a year, so it wasn't like I just woke up one day and had success. You know, it really took some time for it. And in today's video, what I'm gonna be telling you is how to keep going when nobody believes in you or you feel like nobody believes in you, and what you ultimately have to do, you know, in order to get what you want and get the success that you want to see out of it. So with all that being said, get your popcorn, get your notebook ready, get your mind ready, and let's get into the video. All right, y'all, but before we get into the video, I want to say, y'all go click the subscribe button, the post notification button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we're doing a 75-day challenge of straight uploads of self-improvement content. So by the end of these 75 days, you become a more improved and better human being, you know. But now that we got all that out the way, let's get into the juicy part of the video, you know, the most important part of the video. Either nobody believes in you or you feel nobody believes in you, you know. And this typically happens when you have an untraditional path, an untraditional, you know, trajectory that you want to be on, you know. And what I mean by that is, let's say this, you want to become a YouTuber, you know, what I'm doing right now. You want to become an athlete, a professional athlete at that. You know, you want to become an artist, you know, it's just a lot of things, you know. And it's like, you know, a lot of people can't see your vision because a lot of people, they don't have the same mindset or the same like drive that you have. But a way to combat this feeling when you feel like nobody believes in you is, I know it's going to sound cliche, but you literally just have to show them. You literally just have to show them, and they might catch on early on, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Or they might just fall off and not believe in you until you make it to the top. But I'm going to give y'all a little story time on how this really happened with YouTube. You know, currently on YouTube, if you're an OG supporter, you know I have a video with 15K on it, right? But a little story time is that I remember, you know, when I first started YouTube, I was posting YouTube, you know, this more so people at my school, you know. So, you know, I already know what's going to come with that, you know, when you posting on YouTube and stuff like that. And it'd be like, man, sometimes it gets hard. But back to the story time, right? So boom, I remember I was going to the gym this day, you know, and I've been doing YouTube. I've been promoting on my story. So obviously people that know me, you know, they know that I'm doing YouTube. It's not nothing secretive or anything like that. And, you know, I ain't gonna say I'm famous, but like, you know who I'm is type. You know who I am. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm coming in there, you know, you have folks, you know, some of them laughing at the videos, you know, and, you know, typically you might think that's a good thing, but I don't really make funny content. So it's like, what you laughing at type of thing, you know. And it'd be like, sometimes you just be like, damn, like, these niggas really clowning on me type. But I remember I dropped that video, and at that point, my mindset was really strong. My mindset is still strong, but I was like, ain't nothing gonna stop me from getting my goals accomplished. And, you know, I went in, and then I dropped the video, right? I dropped the video, and then I got, I think, 1K in like the first week. And that was unheard of. So, you know, now people really tuning in. Now people subscribing. Now people, they know my name and who I am. You know, and then from that point, you know, I started getting 500 views a video per each, like 2-3 days. I remember I was doing that, and then people really started catching on to what I was doing and the method to the madness that I was doing, you know. And it's just, you know, I kind of fell off that a little bit, but it's like, you know, they see what I'm capable of, and I know what I'm capable of at this point. Because I'm gonna be honest, if you're an OG supporter, and if you're new here, I'm gonna just be quite frank with you. Before this challenge, I was in the job that I did for about, I say, a month. So that really altered my uploading schedule and what I really wanted to do. So I came up with this challenge, you know. Well, I didn't come up with it, but I did it for the YouTube 75 Hard, where I'm posting 75 straight videos on self-improvement, you know. Not even just to make up for that time, but it's just time, you know. I have a whole bunch of time on my hands where it's like I could post every day. I could edit the videos. You know, I don't really do edits too much no more, because a lot of my videos are raw now, if y'all can't tell. But yeah, I just started doing that. And you know, another way this comes into effect is this, you know, a lot of times you may see people, they may say they're gonna do something and they don't do it, but you just have to have that trust within yourself, you know, and that accountability factor within yourself to tell you to go do it. Like, say you say you're going to be successful on YouTube, you gotta have the accountability within yourself to do the steps to become successful on YouTube. Or say you want to go to the NFL, you know, you have to do steps, you know, and have that accountability factor to do it. You know, whatever your schedule is, whether that your schedule is you're going to work out 4 times a week, you know, you're going to work out 6 times a week, 7 times a week, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever your schedule is, you got to have that accountability factor to show up every day and do it. And, you know, that's what I'm learning now, you know, and that's what I'm doing, and I'm applying it now to YouTube, you know, and I'm eventually going to apply it to clothes. Now, clothes is a little bit different because you don't want to oversaturate your brand or whatever. But yeah, man, when people don't believe in you, bro, you just gonna have to keep going. And I got one more story time, and then I'm gonna let y'all go on about y'all day. But this actually happened fairly recent. Now, I probably should start off with this story, but if y'all know me, y'all know I have a clothing brand, right? And if y'all know me in person, y'all know I go to football games and I be interviewing people, seeing what they think of the piece, right? And you know, somebody said something to me that stuck to me. They said, you're gonna be doing interviews forever at high school. You know, you're gonna be like 30 doing interviews at high school. And you know, I didn't really take it too deep at the time, but then I really just sat back and thought about it, and I was like, man, hell no. But that stopped me from doing interviews at the high school? No. But I knew I had to transition. So what I decided to do, you know, I started going to pop-ups. You know, I went to a pop-up in Atlanta, and I saw, the first time I went there, I don't know if y'all know him, but I saw rapper Lil Tunk. That was the first person, like, first big nigga I really interviewed, for real. And then after Lil Tunk is Martyr Creator, Javaris, if y'all familiar with Cozy and them folks, and then Island Boy Raw and Cash V. And I actually got Corey SSG for an interview. So it's just like, that really fueled me to be like, you know what, I gotta take it to the new level. And basically the main moral of the video and what I'm trying to get at is you have to show these folks that you about what you talking about. And you gotta use their doubt as motivation. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. If somebody believes in you just a little bit, just an ounce a bit, bro, that is rare. You know, because I'm gonna be honest, outside your family, and even some of y'all family not gonna believe in y'all, but like, when your family, outside your family, like your friends and stuff, bro, or your so-called friends, bro, if just an ounce of them believes in you, bro, you blessed, bro. But all the hate, use that as motivation. I'm telling you, it's not gonna do nothing but make your path better and your path easier to get to success. And it's gonna put that chip on your shoulder. And I feel like that's one of the real things that helped me to even get to this point that I'm at now, and you know, to continue growing and continue to get where I want to get, you know. And yeah, but with all that being said, man, if y'all made it to the end of this video, man, y'all go click that subscribe button for me. You know, as we're on the 75 hard challenge, you know, I guarantee you don't want to miss this. We're doing some real self-improvement, good content, and authentic content. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people out here, they're not doing authentic content. It don't come from the heart. They go on ChatGPT, type in a script, and then just tell y'all what to do. But, you know, when it comes to me, I be on here doing genuine content, you know. So, yeah. But with all that being said, I love y'all. Y'all have a great rest of y'all day. Y'all make sure y'all go pray. Y'all make sure y'all take care of y'all family and do something positive in the world, and click the subscribe button. You know, y'all do that first, then click the subscribe button, though. You know what I'm saying? But I love y'all. Y'all have a great rest of y'all day. And I'll see y'all folks tomorrow. Peace out.